In the realm of diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, the concept of assimilation critique holds profound significance. It represents a critical examination of societal pressures for marginalized groups to conform to dominant cultural norms, often at the expense of their own identities and heritage. Assimilation critique challenges the notion that assimilating into mainstream culture is the optimal path to success or acceptance for individuals from minority or marginalized backgrounds. It questions the underlying power structures that enforce assimilation as a means of societal integration, highlighting its adverse effects on diversity, equity, and inclusion. At its core, assimilation critique emphasizes the preservation and celebration of diverse cultural identities within society. It rejects the idea that one must conform to dominant cultural norms to be accepted, valued, or successful. Instead, it advocates for a more inclusive approach that embraces and respects the differences among individuals and communities. In the context of DEI initiatives, assimilation critique underscores the importance of creating environments where individuals feel empowered to express their unique identities without fear of discrimination or marginalization. It calls for policies and practices that recognize and accommodate diverse perspectives, experiences, and backgrounds, fostering a culture of belonging and acceptance. To illustrate the real-world implications of assimilation critique, consider the example of workplace diversity. In many organizations, there may be pressure for employees from underrepresented groups to assimilate to the dominant corporate culture, often characterized by Western norms and values. This pressure can lead to feelings of alienation, imposter syndrome, and diminished psychological well-being among employees who feel compelled to suppress or alter aspects of their cultural identity. By embracing assimilation critique, organizations can cultivate inclusive cultures that value and celebrate the unique contributions of every individual, regardless of their cultural background. In conclusion, assimilation critique serves as a vital framework for advancing DEI efforts by challenging the status quo and advocating for inclusive practices that honor the richness of diversity within society. By understanding and embracing assimilation critique, organizations and communities can create environments where all individuals feel valued, respected, and empowered to be their authentic selves. Assimilation critique is not merely a theoretical concept, but a guiding principle that shapes the way we approach diversity, equity, and inclusion. By acknowledging and addressing the pressures of assimilation, we can build more equitable and inclusive communities where every individual feels a sense of belonging and acceptance, irrespective of their cultural background. Let's embrace assimilation critique as a catalyst for positive change in our pursuit of a more just and equitable society.